The following program is a real estate and mortgage show and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening and welcome to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts Randy and Jackie Rodney right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board right now, send us an email. Our email address is yourhomeyourmoney101@gmail.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, right to your hosts of Your Home, Your Money, Randy and Jackie Rodney.
Well, hello, y'all.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, Jackie's all dressed up today, man. Looking pretty good. What's up? You married?
Yeah. No, actually, I'm not.
Oh, where's your rings?
I take my rings off when I massage your back with cream because cream gets all in my diamonds and I don't like it. So I took them off and I keep forgetting to put them back on because I've been cleaning a lot. I've been purging in the basement. So when I have gloves on, my diamond is so big, okay,
So-
that it's not comfortable under the gloves.
Well, you forgot a couple of things. You said you forgot to put them back on, but you forgot to rub my back. Like, you took them off to rub my back, but you forgot to rub my back. Like, where's your rings? Let's get to the real.
They're in my jewelry box with my other jewelry.
Okay. So you're not cheating on me then?
Oh my gosh, please.
Just
You're
wanted to
not
make
even
sure.
getting what you want from me. You think someone else is?
All right. Well, I'm not gonna go any further with that. That sounds like
Trouble.
not radio talk. Not
Okay.
radio talk.
Sue says,
Hi, Sue.
how is Randy feeling?
Well, Sue, thank you very much for asking.
Yeah, that's really nice of you, Sue.
Yeah, I am feeling much better. I would talk about my discomforts, but I don't think anybody
Nobody wants to hear it,
to
babes.
hear it. Well, maybe some people
And you
do.
shouldn't want to tell it.
So maybe some people do. I just want to show how much of an open book I am. The problem with me is when something flows through my mind,
It comes out the mouth. It's called
there is no filter.
My uncle once nailed it on the head. He said it's no filter.
Mm-hmm.
You have no filter between your mouth and your brain.
Yeah.
And whatever comes in your brain, goes out.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but that's kind of how it works with me.
You've always been like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
You're love you or hate you.
love
There's
you or
no
leave
in
you.
between. That's what everybody always says about you. Randy is either you love him to death
Or you
or
hate
you
him.
just don't like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
I
we're
know I
still.
get annoyed sometimes when you carry on stupid, like we joke a lot with each other and say whatever we feel like saying. But when you do that, when you're around people that don't know you, it's a little, people think you're a real idiot and you're not. I'm just saying.
I don't. The thing I don't know what it is. I guess I have. I do have some serious issues because
You
I
do.
couldn't care less what they think of me. See, I grew up in foster care. I came here in 1962.
No.
Landed.
You weren't born in 1962.
1966, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
1966.
He came, but he was a different person in that time.
When I was 2, sorry, in 1966, when I was 2, I came here. Unfortunately, my parents were not super responsible. They were university students and had me, and then couldn't take care of me and go to university. They couldn't even go to university and pass, so to have me and go to university,
They never
that was,
passed university?
I have no idea. I made
I
that
was
up.
just going to say.
I have no idea.
I've never heard that, so you did make it
I
up.
did make that up.
Your
But-
mom was, I believe, quite intelligent.
So was my dad, actually. But anyways, that's a whole different little world, because just because you're intelligent doesn't mean that you're smart, let's say. And so they couldn't take care of me. Eventually, I don't know, a whole bunch of drama happened, and then I ended up in Children Aid, and I grew up going from house to house. Now, we do have the history of me in Children Aid. It's, I don't know, it's like 3-4 inches
It's not
thick
all
of
of
paper.
it. They black out what they don't want you to know.
And
Which is pretty stupid because it's your life and your file. But when they give you the file, there's a whole bunch of stuff blacked out.
Redacted.
It's like,
So,
okay, so I guess that's the guilty part, that they don't want anybody to know
maybe
that,
not.
that they didn't
Maybe
take care of
just
you
protecting
properly.
other people.
Exactly,
So
people that shouldn't be protected.
well, that should be protected, because you're giving it to someone who grew up in a foster care, grew up in either 21
Okay,
different
but what is
homes or
that?
21 different schools, could be an axe murderer, and I
Well-
go around killing everybody on the list. Like, I understand why they would do that, for
But-
whatever reason. It really doesn't matter
You
what
think
the
that
reason
that's
is.
the only way you can find out those things?
No, but
Through the file that they give you?
I just don't care that it's redacted, to be honest, because I have the file and I haven't read it. What happened was, to be honest, there was this one particular home that I was in. And in that home, that's where hell was, as far as I
Hell
knew.
on earth.
And it wasn't hell for everyone. So it was a really weird scenario where it was hell for me. I got beat. I was grounded. I wasn't allowed to play sports. I wasn't allowed out of the house. It was just a really horrible situation. They constantly lied. Like, they'd say they bought me new shoes, but my shoes have a hole in it, and just all kinds of stuff. It was just really bad. But the worst thing that they ever did was they had this braided wire. And when she beat me with that, I thought my skin ripped open, and it was really bad. I really didn't like that. I ran away because I was afraid of getting beat with that big wire thing. But when I got back to the house, when the police brought me back to the house, then she says, "Well, go get it," because I know where she keeps it. So I go up there, and
You know it's not there.
As I start going up the stairs, I start crying because I already know, I figured it out, that she's moved it. That's why she told me to go and get it.
Of course.
So anyways, it was just a really, really bad, horrible, disgusting
I'd like to go
experience.
see her
And
personally.
She's dead.
Did she die?
I
When did
believe,
she die?
I believe she passed.
Because a couple years ago, the guy that lived with you kept bugging you, but you should go see her because
Mm-hmm.
she's such a wonderful person.
Yeah. So.
But did he not?
thinks
Did
he's
he
wonderful.
not know about these things going on? Like,
No,
I don't mean
no,
that he
we
could have
weren't- we-
did
we-
anything.
no,
but
he
nobody
had-
else in the house knew.
There's a no. Who? What do you mean nobody else
Other
in the house
kids.
knows? No, Jack, you're not even making sense. Of course, everybody knows if you're in the same house.
So then
So,
why?
but he wasn't living there then. And now that when he lived there, he had his mother. So me, I didn't have anyone. So it was different. It was just different, and he didn't have the same experiences that I had. And I think that's wonderful, because I wouldn't want anybody to have the experiences that I had. But what happened, and that's why you never know, you could have created an axe murderer.
That's
because
true.
I may not have needed much more to go over the edge. But what happened is, finally they got me out of that home, which I had been asking for a very long time. And if a child is asking to move, we don't know a lot as a child. We just know the world that we're in. And we usually, doesn't matter if you're being treated good or bad, you're used to it. It's your world, and you learn to adapt to it. I couldn't adapt to that world. And so anyways, they ended up moving me, and when they did, it was awesome. Like, it was totally awesome. I remember I had this one experience where I was sitting at the dinner table. Now, I believe it was a Friday because every Friday she cooked a big pot of chicken, homemade chicken soup. And it had this big dumpling that was right at the top, the
Oh,
light
yeah.
dumpling. It was just really
Oh,
nice.
I was going to do that
And
today.
every Friday she would do that, so you knew it was Friday. And so, I got home from school, and I hadn't been there long. I don't know how long. I would be making up a number, but let's say a month or something. And school started. I'm in school, and the gym teacher said to me, Randy, you're a pretty good athlete. You should join the. And I can't remember what
Football.
team it was at that time. I don't think it was the football. The football, I have a football story, but that
Oh, I
was
thought that was the
that was
football.
at the foster home. But when I was in before that, where the same thing. The gym teacher said, "You're a good athlete. Why don't you try out for a football team?" I stayed after school. I tried out for it. I made the team. There was a game the next day. They gave me equipment. I took it home. As soon as I got home, I got beat because I wasn't allowed to stay after school. Who told me I was allowed to stay after school? And yada, yada, yada. That was my football story. So that's when, so I wasn't allowed to do sports. I wasn't allowed to take part in those activities at that old home. But at the new home now, and I should talk about proximity. I lived right across the street from the school.
Which,
so
the house where you got
get
beat.
where the house I got beat. So you come out of the house, and honestly, I don't think it would be 4 townhouses to get to the street. You cross over the street, and basically one building away is the school. And I wasn't allowed to do sports, and I wasn't allowed to stay after school. I wasn't allowed to do any of those things. I was almost always grounded. It was just a really cruel situation. But when they removed me and chucked me off to where it was Janetville, and I was and Janetville, and the school, I can't remember the town the school was in, but it was a half an hour bus ride. It was long. It wasn't it wasn't right across the street. And so getting back to the story, the gym teacher says, "Hey, Randy, you should join." I think it was soccer or it was basketball or it was something. Anyways, you should join the team. Small team, small school. So any athlete is helpful to the environment for school. So I kind of laughed because I've been programmed that I'm not allowed to do anything. So this is a non-starter. Not to mention, how the heck would I get from where I am in Timbuk nowhere to where I live is to Timbuk nowhere, but it's Timbuk somewhere when I'm there. So I have this big long thing that I have to. So we're having our food, and it's honestly a wonderful experience because it's a real family environment, which was something that I have seen, but I wasn't really ever really
They
part
were very
of.
special people.
I wasn't really ever part of one. As a foster child, you're typically, in a lot of homes, you're a second-class citizen. You don't have the same privileges as the children that their kids.
and that still goes on today.
And yeah, well, I mean, Children Aid teaches they teach you to be like that so that you can make it a profession, and so, anyways, in this house though, I was feeling like part. It was really, really weird. And so I just happened to mention that, the gym teacher, and it was just an off the cuff comment. The gym teacher said, "I know I should join some sports, but nah." And Ken, who was the foster father, he looked at me and says, "Well, why wouldn't you join?" I go, "Join? I'd have to be there after school, and how would I get home?" He said, "I'd pick you up." I honestly lost my crap right then because this was so foreign for an opportunity like that to be available. It was something that I just couldn't even wrap my head around. It didn't make sense. And I just remember, and that was the start of a loving relationship where he honestly raised me and totally adjusted my perception of
Life.
reality, but
Yeah.
totally changed the way in which I saw life. And that's why today you talk to people around me, they will all tell you I'm an extremely loving and caring and giving individual. I
You
make
are.
mistakes, but that is the heart of me. And I get it from him 100%. He made me, he had two daughters. He's from a white family, so
Well,
the
it was
other foster family I was in was a mixed family, black and white, and I didn't feel part at all. I felt like that evil Cinderella stepchild. But in this home, I felt just as valuable as his two precious daughters, and it was just like it was really fascinating, and to the point where we became foster parents for 15 years, trying to give back the love that he gave to me. And we tried to give that back to children that would come into our care. And we wanted to make sure they never felt like second-class citizens. Everything our children got, they got. We worked quite feverishly on that, and it was really incredible. So because of that, I had a great end to my childhood, and that's probably why I wasn't a mass murderer.
And they are still in our lives to this day. Really super, super. I think the one thing that gets me, and then we'll go on because we got quite
Yeah.
a few emails. The one thing that gets me is that, and just shows you what kind of people they are and were at the time and still is, that you are a black child in their white family. You were known because of the other family as a troubled
As a
child,
bad
right?
child.
Because that was how you
Parts of
were
me is-
perceived, because you were getting beaten and ran away, running away on the bus, no shoes.
'Cause
But
I
you
was
were the problem.
fearing for my life.
But you were the problem. You weren't running away from anything, right? Anyways,
At least that's
what got
what they
me
made
was
it
when
feel
you
like.
told me that they would go out and you would babysit the two girls.
Yeah.
To me, like, that's like not even heard of. Like, that's just not heard of. Nobody is leaving their biological children with foster kids. I'm sorry.
Some
It's
black
just-
foster child.
You know what I mean? So they genuinely were loving,
Yeah.
good-hearted people.
Yeah, he is definitely an inspiration for me and has been for a good portion of my life, and I really believe he did save me. Now I've got all kinds of issues, and and I think everybody does. I'd be shocked if we
Randy,
found.
you
but,
are a very, very good person.
But he really, really saved me and gave me gave me the gift of love, because at that point I didn't know what it was. And as a matter of fact, it's still, after he gave me the gift, I still didn't understand it. And my wife then sort of took over from there and helped to make me a better person, and and that's where we're at today. So not all the time, Jack, though, them giving out those redacted documents, I really do understand that.
Yeah, I get it, that you said it that way,
We are
but-
kind of a little unstable. We grew up without parents,
I don't
per
know
se,
if you're
without love.
unstable. I mean, there's many very successful
Yes.
foster children in
Yes,
the
there
world.
are.
Extremely. And then there's some that's not. But then there's
And
and then there's kids that are living with their biological parents and they're into all kinds of problems. So I'm not going to judge kids and put them in a basket like that. I think each to their own, and I do think that family definitely did make a difference in your life.
Yeah.
Tommy says, "Hey, Randy, I know a gorgeous hooker for you. She's a 10, reasonable. No offense, Jackie." Tommy, I don't take any offense, because when it comes to my husband, I'm a jack of all trades.
So I don't understand
Did you
what I
get
would
that?
want a jack
Did
of
you
all
get-
trades. Yeah, I don't understand why I would want a hooker though.
I'm a wife, I'm a girlfriend, I'm a cook, I'm whatever I need to be.
But what would I need? Like
Because
what's his
I
premise?
said, when you said whatever, and I said, you're not even getting what you want
Oh.
from me, let alone some other man.
Oh, I
That's
see.
where it
I
came
see.
from.
Oh, okay. I
But
understand.
it was a
something.
joke. But
But
anyways,
the
yeah.
thing is that
I wear many hats.
I am very, very demanding of love and affection. I would say that I'm needy.
You would say
and
that?
high maintenance
You would say you're needy?
when it comes to love and affection. Yes.
When it comes to everything, you're needy. But I think that
Hmm.
I think you're a product of your environment because you never really got
I didn't
that.
get it, so
you never
I-
got that nurturing. That so you look for that constantly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You never got that. So hey, I get it. And I'm totally the other way. I'm a hermit, a loner.
Yeah, but
I'm-
you grew you were well loved, so it's not something that you cherish. It's
I don't
just something
know
that you have.
if I was like I won't say that. I mean my father died when my mom was pregnant with me. My mom had a really tough time through that, in and out of hospitals. She had 6 electric shocks. She was 7 months pregnant with me when he died, and it was a drunk driver that hit him. Him and his father, they both died in the same accident. So it wasn't. I mean, I was spoiled rotten. Apparently, I don't really remember my
Yes,
young.
definitely,
But
and that's
apparently,
why
I
I
was a
say-
spoiled rotten brat. So I've been told. So I don't know about that, but I never felt insecure
well,
in a family environment, right? I didn't feel that.
well, we were both brats. I was in trouble all the time. That's why I got beat.
Well, I was just apparently I cried for everything, and yeah, I was that kind of brat.
I cried, but not for things. I cried because I got beat.
So Dan says
Not
happy,
all the time, though.
Sorry, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you, Dan. I hope the nice weather keeps up for the kids. That would be great. And Frank says, let's talk Blue Jays. I did not even know they won.
They won
So-
2. Hold on.
No, they won. They're
3.
going to the World
What?
Series.
They won.
They won.
What?
They're going to the World Series.
I missed it.
It happened last night because one of the there's an agent out here in Durham region, a young guy, really nice guy. He is looking for tickets that he will pretty much pay anything for because it is a dream of his. He's a hardcore fan to go to the World Series if the Jays ever made it there. So he is on the hunt for some tickets to get there.
So they broke.
So
they
if
broke
anybody knows
things,
about someone who's got tickets, hook me up and I can let him know because he
because they
really wants
lost
to
the
go.
first 2 games.
No, they won.
No, they lost the first 2 games.
They won. They're going.
I understand, but if you lose the first 2 games, you don't usually
they
go
did.
on to win. You almost have no chance of winning. And then they went back and won. They lost 2 at home. Then they won 2 away. And then what happened? I have been so swamped. The earliest that I've gone to bed in the last week
2
was
weeks at least.
in the last 2 weeks was last night, and it was around 5 o'clock. So normally I'm around 6 or 7 in the morning, and I can't help it. I can't sleep. It must be the medication that I'm taking or something.
No,
I have no
you're
idea.
like that when you get onto something new when you're working through some kind of work plan. You don't sleep.
Well, I'm working desperately.
And nobody can talk to him. He's out in the back room in our house, and you can't talk to him because you disrupt his flow of thought. So, yeah.
Let me talk about that. This is something that is just normal, I would think, is that when you are trying to learn and put things together and create systems and yada, yada, yada that you need to put together, you typically don't, it doesn't just come and flow and snap your fingers. It's it's a rabbit hole that you get. You start off here and you go down the level and you go down the level, and each level is building on the next, and then you go down another level. Next thing you know you're at the 5th level, and in the 5th level you've never been there before, and this is connecting with this, and now you're putting two things together, and then you say, okay, well, how do I make those things work? What's the common part of those two activities that will allow those two activities to flourish within our business, and things like that. And someone comes and says, hey,
You want something to eat?
that's not usually what you do. It's like, can you
Really?
please move this? Oh man, boom, rabbit holes
Dude,
closed, rabbits are all
I haven't
gone.
asked you to move very much
You-
these
you
days. I
stand
chuck
up-
it all myself.
You stand up and all you see when you look back down is a
Is
hole.
red. All he
It's
sees is red
just
when
a
I
hole.
interrupt him.
There's no information. You're not deep in there. You to get back down in there takes time to go back down there. You can get back down in there a little faster because you have a path, but it's a lot. So I try to have my wife understand that there's a process, and so just coming in and disturbing that process
Okay,
is
so your wife understands that.
I don't
but
think you do.
I think my
'Cause
husband.
that's not how you work.
I think my husband needs to understand that when he's finished his 18-hour day, and I've been up most of the night as well because I don't sleep. I have insomnia, and I have chronic pain all over my body, so I don't really sleep. That when I get up in the morning, I have to go and do what I got to do before the pain hits me, before I have the migraines, because then it's a halt. That I don't have an hour to rub his back because he didn't have 5 minutes for me. So why
Well,
would I have an hour to rub his back? Anyways, Katie.
This is true, and
Katie
I haven't
says,
had my back rubbed
Katie
now
says,
in 2 years.
Hey, do you have the chicken dumpling recipe? I do not make chicken dumpling soup. My assistant does. Very good as well. I make Newfie soup, so I make like the split pea soup with the dumplings. Now, my husband likes the hard dumplings that
I like
didn't
them
grow.
both,
I didn't grow
I
up
prefer-
with that. I grew up with what back home, where the part of Newfoundland I'm from, we call them doughboys, and they're fluffy. And but the ones he likes is rolled, and they're just like hard, which is what you get in red pea soup and West Indian style. So I make those kind. But Katie, my assistant, I think uses that site All Recipes. I think that is where she got the recipe for her chicken and dumplings. And it's pretty good what she makes. She's brought it in, and it's quite tasty. Now we got Catherine. A very touching story, Randy.
Thank you, Catherine.
Yeah, I guess it's yeah.
So if you wonder why I would strive for certain things, it probably has to do with there's so much in my past that I am missing. And so possibly it lights a different desire. And I was with a friend, a very dear friend, the other day, and they just happened to ask, how work is going and stuff like that. And so I said, "Are you
They
sure?
went down that rabbit hole.
Are you sure you want to know? Because it could be quite the story."
You're not going home tonight.
And they go, "No, tell us." So I start telling them my dream and my vision, my dream and my vision to create a real estate experience. So the experience is the experience that the sellers and the buyers have while they're in our care. And so I'm going through every single data point that we go through in real estate, well over 100 data points. And then I'm looking at client milestones, things that periods within the transactions that are have some sort of emotional effect on clients, highly emotional time or a time of unknown in that. And what I'm trying to do is develop little tiny systems and situations around those to make them a better experience, to make them easier. And so I'm trying to put together this where I have been blessed to be in this industry, and now I would love to give back to the few clients that we're able to touch and to give them an experience that they can't imagine being any better. And then, then the conversation turns to, those are extremely high expectations. Either you are crazy, or you're really onto something. And because I've been in this industry since first was got my license or passed my exams in '88, and believe I started in '89. Because I've been in the industry for a very long time, what I'm trying to do is take all of my experiences and all of the times that I was basically just hustling to make a living, and trying to change that so that it's not about making a living, it's about the client experience. And I'm taking all this time that I've had, all of these experiences that I've had, all of this coaching that I've had, and stripping away all of the sales jargon and stripping away all of that, and only looking for the moments in which we can add value to our clients. And that is moving towards the exceptional client experience. Now, it goes back to the conversation that either you're crazy or you're so full of yourself, or you really want to do something special, even though it may just be special to us in our small group with the number of people that we get to touch. And I'll tell you that it is that, because I do have the experience in the industry. So obviously I'm not just saying, oh, this sounds cool. I'm actually trying to make some sort of difference. And the biggest difference is in my life, because now I feel like I am giving back. Now I feel that we do have the best system. And for me, it's really kind of about starting with service. And so how real estate works is it works off of it's a commission-based industry. So it's really important that you do transactions or you won't make a living. And because of that, the industry has moments of selfishness, where it's not about the customer. And I'm not saying, most agents, they have great intentions. However, the systems, so the intentions are one thing, and I believe they want the best for their customer, just like I do. We're not different there. But the systems that they have in place are designed for them to do more transactions. And so that's what I want to strip away and take away and throw away the systems that are designed for us to do more transactions, and actually work on just being able to give our clients the best experience, and then through all of our energies moving in that direction, that our clients turn around and say, wow, that was incredible. I've had 2 realtors in my life and nobody's ever been like that. Wow, I can't believe how unselfish you guys are, how much you're looking after me, how much you've been there for me, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to tell everybody about you. And so now we get referrals from them and their family and their loved ones. And that's how we grow and drive our business. And so it's a much slower process.
I want to say something. I don't know how to stress this enough, but, as a buyer, seller, but I'm going to lean more toward the seller side right now. And I'm just going to say this statement: you don't know what you don't know. So you have agents that are top agents in the industry. You know, they're putting out they're making tons of money. They're doing, 100, 200, 300 deals a year, even more, some of them. And you don't know what you don't know. That you think because and I'm not saying that everybody's like this, okay? So I'm not, but you think that you got the best people behind you to sell your house. But, I had the experience again last week, and I seem to have one of these every week. And it really bothers me, but, it is what it is. I booked an appointment to show a home, and I got an email the next day saying that, they got an offer on it and to reach out if we wanted more information. So,
one of the top agents in the world.
And I reached out because, my client wanted to see this house, and they eager to move, eager to find and sell. And oh my goodness, sorry. Oh, I keep hitting this microphone. Sorry.
Story.
Oh, what?
The
Anyways.
radio people can't see.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, so I reached back out, saying, hey, I got an appointment in the morning. When are you presenting this offer? I don't, if you're presenting it tonight, there's really no need for me to drag. And my clients are driving an hour and a half to come down for this showing. I don't want them to drive all that way if the house is sold conditionally or whatever. That was like on the weekend. No, it's like 7-8 days have gone by. I still have not heard from that team, and the house is still on the market. So, you don't know what you don't know, because, if you're selling a house for somebody, shouldn't you be reaching out to people that are interested and want to show that property and try to generate another offer or whatever? So, you can be the top agents, you can be the best agents in the world, you can be the best agents in the GTA, but that doesn't mean that they're the best agent for you. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Because it annoys me.
And we know that agent very, very well. He's a very successful agent, does 10 times the business that we do, and very, very wealthy. And
Okay.
and he has the great intentions. He wants the best for his clients. However, his system is set up for transactions. And if he's got a property that's pretty much he's got sold, there's no sense in trying, other things. Why put those energies forward? Why do this? That's not how we feel. How we feel is that is a opportunity for us to be able to get our clients more money. And we're always looking for those opportunities because we are service driven, not sales driven. So we have an obligation of delivering an experience that our clients can't imagine being any better. That does not include letting other buyers be out there without the information that they need in order to put an offer in. So for us, just on the basis that because we're more of a service-orientated real estate real estate team versus a transactional or a sales-orientated real estate team, the principles, the systems, the way in which you interact with your everyday interactions is very different. And so, and that, it's small little nuances like that, that for us or for me, that means the world. And I really am at a part in my life that if I did not have this dream or this vision or this quest or thirst for the ultimate client experience, then I would more or less just retire and not go through all of the work that it takes to get us up and going that way.
Here's what people don't understand. People will say, oh, yeah, that's a nice story. You care, you this, you that. In the end, it's all about money.
I think everybody cares.
Right? It's all about money. But you know what? just because you care and you want to do right by somebody doesn't mean that you don't want to earn money. It just means that now you're earning more business from their family. You're earning a lifetime of relationships with that family, that they trust you, and you're still, like, I don't know. My husband's always
what was
said,
it?
and he said to our kids, you know what? Do what you love and do it whatever it is. It doesn't
Best
matter what
you
it is,
can.
and money will come.
And
If you're good,
everything else will follow.
yeah. So,
And I'm a big believer in
So
that.
I know people think when we go on like this about we care, not that's what they think, but it doesn't mean that
doesn't.
I don't want to make money, and it doesn't mean that I don't make money. It just means that when I service somebody, they're pretty much coming back to me because I don't lose
Look at
contact
the
with them.
reviews. They're all 5
I
star.
don't-
And there's a reason for it.
I
because
don't,
we
yeah.
work really, really hard to get the 5 stars. That's why. We try to go above and beyond in any way that we can identify throughout the transaction to do that. And so, there was, we met with a client just I can't remember 2, 3, 4 days ago, something like that. Because it all collides together with me every moment these days. So, one day is a week, and so I met with them, and I remember the lady said, because I said I was saying something, whatever, and she goes, "What do you mean? If we don't buy a home, you're going to be mad."
Oh yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Because we're taking them all over the place. And I said, no, that's not true. She goes, why? Because to her, it doesn't make sense. Just like a large portion of our audience, it doesn't make sense to. Many people have told us, stop it, just go out and sell homes and all this stuff. Fine, that's great for you. It doesn't work for us. We're not just about selling homes. We're about satisfying our clients. So anyways, we said to her, no, if we go out and we're showing you these homes all over, wherever, and you're actually get to the point where you realize that now may not be the right time for you to buy, or you realize that you can't buy because you can't bridge the pricing between your home and the home that you want in the areas that you want, and we helped you to discover that, we did our job. To me, it's the same thing as a transaction. Even though we didn't do a transaction, but we did because we measure transactions differently. We don't measure transactions that we did a sale. We measure transactions that we helped our clients to achieve what it was that they wanted to achieve. And so that is what our goal is. And she goes, well, then you won't be able to pay bills with that. And then the thing is, that's not necessarily true. I can tell you of people who we have helped who realize that maybe this isn't the right time for them, and they've turned around and told their friends and family, loved ones about us, and we've gotten business from that. So it is true that you go out the Harvard Business School way and get transactions. That is one way of doing business. It's not our way of doing business, but it's one way.
But
there's another way, and our way is the by referral, putting all of your energy into your current client, and then your current client loving you and spreading word of mouth. Now, we are trying to go one step further than that, but that's going to take us some time to do.
What is it? What's the saying? You attract more bees with honey than what? I don't know what the thing is, but anyways, so the law of attraction, I think, is you attract more people with kindness.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that. I remember it as weird because I remember this from Sesame Street when the kids used to watch it. It was the whole sun and the wind, remember? Who could get the guy's coat off, right? And the wind tried to blow his coat off. But then the sun came out and poured down. It was beautiful. And he took his coat off. So it's just like, if you're good and kind and you do what you can for people, it's the law of attraction.
It's a slower process. It's a much slower process.
Yeah, but
it's a one at a time problem.
it's a slower
But
process. But you've been in the business for what? Almost 40 years.
and it's fed our family.
Right.
Now, I've never been to this level. The level that we're taking our business to right now is a dream for me. The pre-listing package that we give our clients is a dream to me. It was something that I've been working on my entire career. I've always given out something similar to this, but nowhere near to the extent of what we're doing now. And then I've always had sort of like brochures or something in the house so to help the buyer to understand the home better, but nowhere near to the level that we're doing it now. So what we're doing now is sort of like a dream of service that we're providing to our clients. And basically what it's doing is it's giving the buyers the ability to deep dive into that house with excellent presentation, and to be able to fall in love with that home, and then therefore be able to buy it. And
That's what I thought.
and Mike just told her
I thought
you attract
I
more
thought it
bees
was
with honey,
not
than
vinegar. I thought it was vinegar, but I didn't say it because I wasn't sure.
And so one other thing is one book, it's for me, this process, and you guys are watching me painstakingly go through it, and believe me, in the last few days I've had some really amazing epiphanies that have moved me closer to this reality coming true. We are well on the path, but we just haven't gotten there to a well-oiled machine that...
Well, we have to, because as our team grows, we want to do for our team.
Yes.
Right?
So there was this book, because there's this two things I'd like to say. There's this company called Zappos. Zappos is a shoe company that, if you listen to the CEO, he's passed away, but if you listen to the CEO of him, I remember he did a presentation in front of a room of many other CEOs, and one of the things he was talking about was his service. And his service was that when anybody called in to buy shoes, that the people would service them to the nines, to the point where even if the person was buying shoes that they don't carry, they don't support, they don't have a network with, that they would help that person to acquire those shoes. So, and one day there was some people called in about pizza. It was like they helped them to, find the pizza near them. And there was this one call that the longest call that they ever had was like 8 hours and something minutes, and one of the CEOs in the group, in the in the auditorium, in the building, said, did you make the sale? And then another one yelled out, yeah, I hope you made the sale. And he said that we don't know, we don't measure things that way. And that, I think, was a real turning point for me, because there's more to life than work. I work really hard. I work night and day, don't get me wrong, but what am I working towards? What am I working for? So I would rather any day work towards what I'm working towards, as opposed to working towards money. That wouldn't motivate me, even though I need it. That's a whole different thing, but I work towards something that's passionate for me. So that was one story, and then there was one more. A friend of mine, a very successful businessman, and a very bright man. Holy smokes, this guy is a quiet genius. And he told me to read a book, because he listened to some of the things that I said, and I think I'm crazy half the time when I'm saying it, because I know that it defies all of the laws of Harvard School of Business Practices. And so therefore, it's useless, because if you're not going to follow what's been proven to work, then you're dumb. And so I'm dumb. And he didn't give me the book. He told me to read this book. It's called Unreasonable Hospitality. Unreasonable Hospitality. Well, you know what? I said, okay, you know what? I'll read it. Man, that book, it talked about the voyage of a gentleman who took a 3-star restaurant to a 5-star restaurant to the best restaurant in the world. And he had all kinds of failures along his journey, but it was his journey that was remarkable. And it was that quest to give the ultimate customer service when they walk in to your food. To eat your food, and that, I think, has really put the nail in the coffin that I'm not going to let go of this vision, and I'm going to create it, and we're going to see what's going to come from it. You know, one of the biggest challenges that I'll have after we are able to put together the systems and that in place so that we can actually turn a vision into a business is going to be able to articulate what we're doing, to be able to let people know so that they know that there's that choice out there. And I think that if we're able to do that, I think it'll be a very, very successful business. As it is right now, it's just a mom and pop shop. But the hope and the dreams is that there's a number of people who would really, we believe, that really care about their client experience. They really know that it's not just about the product, but it's also about the process, and they would love to be able to experience something like that. It's just that currently it's not really there in the real estate industry because it's a commission-driven industry. Sorry, go ahead, hon.
Okay. We got a few emails. Well, got 3 emails. Lenora, Randy, you should be rubbing Jackie's back and other things. So here's the funny thing. When I read that, Randy told a couple stories. So I was thinking, wait a minute. There's 4 languages of love.
5.
Is it 5?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I forgot 5th one. Anyways. And Randy's language of love is attention. And
Tactile.
nurturing and
Kinesthetic.
yeah. My
Attention.
language of love is what, Randy?
Service.
Yes. So I don't want you to rub my back and all that. I want you to
She doesn't
do
like
the dishes,
it, actually.
go to the grocery store for me.
All the
That's
things
what
that I will
want.
not do.
Take the garbage out. Those are things that I like. So and it's odd because I think sometimes it creates a lot of issues in people's lives because you think that because you want the personal touch and all that, you think that your mate wants the same thing, but that's not necessarily the truth. And in a lot of times it's probably not because opposites do attract.
And I think that I can give you all the things that you love by hiring a maid.
Yes.
And
But you haven't done that.
We've talked about
You
that
haven't
many
done
times.
that.
You won't allow it. Because she doesn't want someone going into her house to clean her house
I
when
had
her
to
house
clean
is
my
dirty.
house before.
Her house has to be clean. It's like I personally can't even get into the mindset of where she's at.
Mike says I can get a man nanny.
A man nanny. With that goes shirtless.
With just the bow tie or something like the
With the bow
Chippendales
tie
or whatever they were.
and a buff
you know
body.
how old I am now.
Would that turn you on?
No, not
No?
at all. No, he'd probably
Chippendale
annoy me. Would probably
guys?
annoy me because he wouldn't be doing stuff fast enough.
He'd
Yeah.
be dancing while he's doing it.
No, thanks. I'm not. No.
That might work for me.
No, buy me a robot that does it. Hey, yeah, that'd be way better for somebody with my personality. Andrew says, enjoying your show from Toronto. Thank
Hey,
you.
Andrew.
I love hearing
Torontonians.
about where people are from and that there's people here because I know we have a lot. We have probably almost the same amount of listeners from the U.S. as we do in Canada.
Yeah, slightly more from the U.S.
Yeah, so we have a lot of
according to our trends.
agents down there that follow
Past
us,
trends.
and which I think is pretty cool. And Beth says, "Randy, be well." And
Thank you, Beth.
I wanted to say, I don't know who this amazing person is, but we got 2 subscribers. Woohoo! Guys, let's take me to 400. Just take me to a round number before the end of the year.
This woman doesn't even get it. We were at 398 for 2 years.
No, we weren't.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I probably don't remember.
Every time we get a subscriber, it minuses. Yeah. It does.
I know.
It does. The system. You got to watch it. It's really kind of incredible. But I did a lot of talks about our government.
So did other people.
I listened to almost every single real estate person on YouTube, and they don't do it. There's one or two that are really
Rebels?
out there, but no, the rest of them know better than to do that. And part of the problem is because it is polarizing, right? You have a portion of the population that likes one thing, let's say left, and you got a portion of the population that likes right, and then you got extremes on both ends, and then you got the people in the middle that maybe don't care for either side. And so as you speak that, you're just offending people all over the place.
We got a couple minutes left, so I just wanted to say one thing. If you're thinking about listing your house, you better decide to do it, because typically by November, the market starts to taking a downward pressure. So if you're trying to get your house on the market with your agent or whatever, speed up the process. Or
If
I was
you're
going
in
to say wait
Canada-
until the spring, but I can't really say wait until the spring, because
Yeah.
I don't think the spring is going to be that pretty.
I think the spring is going to be amazing. However,
It's going to be
not
hard for sellers.
With when you say that it's not going to be that pretty, you are right. If you're looking at the average price, it will not be pretty. But if you're looking at transactions, it should be pretty good.
Yes. But
next-
sellers are going to take a big hit, I think.
Yeah, next year will be a much better year for transactions than this year. However, it's going to be a worse year for average price.
And agents,
So then the question becomes, who are you? Are you a buyer or seller? If you're a seller, the situation will be worse for you. And we specialize with sellers quite a bit. And if you're a buyer, it's going to be better for you, because for buyers, they like prices going down. They like more choice. But sellers like less competition and prices going up.
And let me tell you,
they're not going to have that next year.
There are some agents out there that are desperate to get their listing sold, because when I show something and it's been on the market a while and it's not moving, I get the calls, well, they got to sell, they have to get out. And I'm like, so
Yeah, that and even that kind of talk,
it's
I don't
not
think
good.
is the
Doesn't help
right-
your seller.
That's transactional talk. But I think it's great to follow up. I mean, but when you follow up, it shouldn't be begging that my client needs to sell, because you're not adding value to your client's position, to their negotiation abilities, or any of that stuff with conversation talk like
Yes,
that.
but sometimes-
However, let me just,
Yeah,
if I
okay,
can, with
yeah.
this, hon. However, it is a great time to explore what their clients thought about the home, what they thought about the condition of the property, what they think that the value of the property might be, and then also you as a professional agent, what you think about the price of the home, what you think about the condition of the home, and what you think.
I will say,
Value.
though, yes, it is a transactional thing, but at the same time, it may help the seller a little bit, because I just had one of our
It would
guys.
make the seller
No,
help
but
the
hold
seller.
on. I just
in
want to
what
tell
way?
you this story.
But tell us in what way it would
That's
help.
what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I got like 1 minute, not
Yeah, yeah,
even,
yeah.
because I had somebody that did a private deal, and this house was on the market for months and months. We put in an offer. They had a couple other offers. The seller didn't accept them, so then it went off the market. This guy went to the seller directly, got a deal, got all the paperwork done, got a good deal. The guy was satisfied because he was getting out. And 3 weeks later, he's calling me and he's like, okay, I just lost my deal. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he went power sale yesterday. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
but Jack, it's you're okay. What you're saying to me
I'm just
is
trying to say that maybe they're not trying to be that crude, some of the agents. That's all.
no, but what you're talking about, they went power sale versus them selling. By saying that your client needs to sell, that's bringing down, that's putting a downward pressure on negotiations.
know.
The client can't sell past a certain point. So whether they go power sale or not, you bringing down the value of the
I know. I was
client's
just
house.
trying to be,
Yeah,
sorry.
you bringing down the value of the client's house. I don't see how that helps. The client is going, unfortunately, power sale. They can't go past the price that will cause their home to sell because they have to bring a check to the table. So the bank has to take over and take.
then they lose everything.
And then they lose a ton more.
We are out of time.
We are out of time. It has
Take
been an
us out.
interesting show. This has been your home, your money, and our lives on realityradio101.com. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, Randy and Jackie Rodney, right here on Reality Radio 101.